I'm going to go ahead and get started since it's 2 minutes after and people can continue to file in. But welcome, everyone. I'm really excited for you all to be here today. We are going to be going over HubSpot SEO tools. So if you are new to SEO content planning or you're looking for ways to optimize your SEO and your content planning, I think you'll find some of these tools really valuable and helpful. And I'm going to be keeping an eye on the chat as we go. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat and I'll answer those when I can. And then also, if you weren't here a couple minutes ago when I mentioned, I will be sending a wrap-up video after this session with links to the presentation, the recording, and some other helpful articles that I'll be dropping in the chat, as well as things that you can follow up after the session here today. So quick introduction, my name is Amanda. I am an account manager at Nextiny Marketing Agency. We are a HubSpot partner, and I've been working myself as a professional in marketing in HubSpot for about 7 years now, with a focus on email automation as well as SEO and content creation. Today's agenda, we're going to be going over 3 tools specifically. We're going to be spending a lot of time talking about topics or topic clusters. But overall, these tools will help you plan, measure, and optimize your SEO content and strategy. So first off, let's start with topics or topic clusters. If you aren't sure where to start, if you're completely brand new to content, one thing that we recommend at Nextiny and that we use ourselves is to always look at the They Ask You Answer framework or methodology to help you help give you a compass when it comes to creating your content. So if you're not sure where to start, definitely start with They Ask You Answer. This will help you answer your customers' most important questions, those most frequently asked questions that your sales team gets. That's always a great place to start. It'll help you focus on transparency and building trust, and make sure that you address the big 5. The concept of the big 5 includes blogs or pages that address cost, the problems of your customers that they have, the obstacles, and then of course the solutions that help them overcome it, comparisons, reviews, and also the best of type content is always really great to start with when it comes to developing your content. Something else that I also like to always reference when, especially I'm thinking through some subtopic ideas. So They Ask You Answer is a great way to kind of help you establish what your main topics will be, what your pillar pages will be, and the pages that you want to internally link to build traffic. But when it comes to subtopics, you might not know exactly like what are some of the more nuanced questions people have about a main topic. So the People Also Ask section of Google search engine results is always super helpful to kind of give you a bit of an aha moment, help you think about maybe some questions people are asking that you never would have thought to ask, and kind of direct your subtopics as far as what else can we cover on this main topic that would be really helpful, and answer questions, especially if your competitors aren't answering those questions, or take a look at how your competitors are answering them and how you can answer those better. So if you're not totally sold on the idea of topic clusters, or you don't really understand the point of topic clusters, I did want to just really quick highlight why this is such a powerful strategy and why the topics tool in HubSpot can be a really powerful tool to help you leverage this strategy. Essentially, topic cluster content, it leverages strategic internal linking. So these internal links between your pages, it helps search engines understand what your website is ultimately about and the importance of each unique page. So this is really helpful in terms of, if you want to be known, for instance, about HubSpot automation or marketing automation in general. There's tons and tons and tons of subtopics related to the idea of automation, whether it's using automation in HubSpot, whether it's using automations with other tools. There's lots of ways that you can build on this one main concept, this one main topic, in order to let Google, Bing, and all those other search engines know that this is what you want to be ranking for. And before we get into the tool, I did want to note that some of these tools, most of these tools actually are only available with Marketing Hub and Content Hub Professional Enterprise. There may be some Marketing Starter legacy accounts that have access to some of these. So if you're not seeing some of these tools as we go through it in your account, you may want to check your subscription to just see if you have either a professional or enterprise subscription there. So to find the topic tool, you're going to navigate to the left sidebar menu in your dashboard, click on the content section, and then under there, SEO, and then you'll see a tab for topics. One thing I did want to kind of also mention too is the structure here that you see on the side image of your topic cluster. Again, just to reiterate, you've got one main pillar page on your website for that main topic that really explores that topic in depth and provides those really important basic why, what, information. And then linking out to that, you can have up to 100 subtopic keywords set up with the HubSpot topics tool. And as you can see here, here's an example that has tons of subtopics related to SEO, for instance. You also want to make sure that you are being very aware of your linking. So every subtopic around this main topic is linking back to that main topic. And you want to make sure that those links are being verified or validated by HubSpot so that the SEO search engines, those crawlers, know that these subtopics are related to that main topic that you are trying to raise the rankings for. Also be aware that you can only attach one URL to each topic and subtopic. So when you're planning out your content strategy for the year or for the quarter or however you go about it, you want to make sure that you're being very thoughtful about what are your target keywords for each subtopic, what are some of those long tail keywords, and you want to be aware of any sort of overlapping or any keyword cannibalization. So that's super important to keep in mind as you're planning things out. So a little video here just to kind of show you. We're in the HubSpot dashboard. This is the topics dashboard that you'll get into once you hit that tab. You'll see here that there are metrics that you can take a look at to get some quick top-level understanding of how these topic clusters are performing. And you can also add up to 5 metrics total on this dashboard. Do be aware, though, that some of those metrics are not available unless you have your Google Search Console account set up for your website properties and that you've got that linked and integrated with HubSpot. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But here you can see, all of that data and that information. You can adjust your date ranges there and whatnot. And so yeah, if you've already got some topic cluster set up, this is what your dashboard will look like. Of course, if you are totally new to this tool, oops, give me one second here. Of course, if you're totally new to this tool and you haven't created any topics yet, what you'll want to do is go to that Add Topic button there. If you've got blogs already set up, but maybe you just haven't explored the topics tool yet, you will see some recommended topics from Google, sort of based on what you've already got in your account. But if you don't see what you're looking for, you can always just add the topic in that search bar there and click Add. And then, of course, after you've got your pillar page added, that's where you can go then to attach the specific URL that you've created for that pillar page. As far as the order of operations goes, there's really no right or wrong way around it. You can set up your topic clusters first if you prefer, and then create your content and go back in and attach, or you can create your content first and then set up your topic clusters. Either way works. What really matters is that you are being thoughtful about what those connections are going to be, and basically list all that out before you get started. Um, Something that I've seen in HubSpot communities, a question in particular that I've had also myself is when you go about creating a pillar page, a main topic, what sort of asset should you be using to create that? Should it be a web page? Should it be a landing page? Should it be a blog page? There's really no right or wrong answer to that question. We often use landing pages. So you can do a landing page if you'd like. At the end of the day, what matters with the pillar page is that it is a piece of content that really helps people explore that main topic comprehensively. And so however you decide to format it is really up to you and to your company and what works for your business. One of the easiest ways to get started with a pillar page is if you have a downloadable ebook or something that you are currently gating. Maybe consider taking that content or portion of that content and ungating it and creating a pillar page that way. And then you can also still generate leads by either offering a PDF version of it or giving them the chance to read more by downloading. So there's lots of ways to go about as far as what your setup for the main pillar page is going to look like. So now that you've got your pillar page and your main topic planned out, set up, and created and attached to the topics tool in HubSpot, you're going to want to add your subtopic. Um, You'll have two options here. And again, like I mentioned, if you've been blogging for a while, HubSpot will provide some relevant content that you could attach to a main page. So take a look there to see if HubSpot's providing any sort of recommendations for you and if it makes sense for the pillar page that you have published. And then the other option is obviously to start from scratch and add the subtopic keyword that you've planned to add. And here's just a quick video kind of showing you what that looks like. One thing to pay attention to as well when you're going through this process and you're attaching your URLs, you want to make sure that those links are being validated. So if you see a red line on any of your topic clusters, that means something is wrong with your internal linking and you want to make sure you check that out. Green line means that it's good to go, everything looks great, and your subtopic is linking properly to your main topic. Oops. And something that I also would recommend when you are deciding on subtopics, something to think about is focusing on those long tail keywords that builds off of your main topic. So going back to the example I kind of talked about earlier, if you are, doing marketing automation, for instance, you want to make sure you find relevant subtopics that um, reflect that root or main keyword like marketing automation. And you want to have a subtopic that sort of repurposes that, but expands on it even further. And I do have a help link or help article link here that I want to share with you all. This kind of covers everything that I've talked about here so far, and it also dives a little bit deeper into the tactics of using those topic clusters and subtopics. So, oops. And one last thing I wanted to mention too, something that helps me sort of figure out what I want things to look like and keep things organized is I like to use a spreadsheet. I think a tool like that could be super helpful when you are looking to organize and plan your pillar pages and subtopics. So this is something that I'll provide a copy of this so that you guys can also utilize it if you feel like this tool will be helpful for you as you go about planning and implementing your content for the upcoming year, especially. But this just really helps me kind of stay organized, understand, here is the main topic, here are some subtopics. Um, Also noting, what keyword is that I'm targeting specifically so that I know that I'm not having any keyword overlaps, keyword cannibalization potential there when it comes to my subtopics, that I'm very clearly delineating this subtopic will be related to this keyword. Another thing too to always think about when you're planning is when it comes to difficulty, keyword difficulty, and keyword volume. Those are two metrics to kind of pay attention to understand, what has a good amount of volume, but also might not be too difficult for me to rank for compared to other people in my competitive, landscape in my particular industry, people who are providing similar services. So that can kind of help you target, especially long tail keywords, again, that maybe people are asking, but perhaps your competitors aren't answering those questions. So definitely look for opportunities there when it comes to searches, how many people are searching and how many people are providing answers for those searches. Before we move on, does anyone have any questions or anything related to the topics tool? Okay, great. So next is the Analyze tool, which you can see is that second tab in the middle under your SEO tool. The great thing about the Analyze tool is that it'll help you identify some valuable keywords. It'll help you optimize content for search engines and also analyze your website structure to make search engine crawling easier. One thing to be aware of, though, as you can see here at the beginning, if you have multiple subdomains attached to your website, so say you've got your blog on a subdomain, you'll want to make sure that all of those properties are set up correctly in Google Search Console, and that you are filtering by the right subdomain when you're using this tool. Um, You'll see on the dashboard, there's a breakdown here of metrics that are really important to SEO growth, like impressions. So how many people are seeing your blog related to a particular query when the search engine results page shows up? What are the clicks like? What's the average click through? And then what's the average position on the search engine results page? So as I mentioned earlier, definitely make sure you have everything set up and connected with Google Search Console first, because a lot of that information from that account will be flowing into these tools here and really help you understand what your metrics are looking like and give you an idea of, what queries are driving traffic to your pages, and what you can do to uh, hopefully improve your performance. Let me real quick, I'm going to drop this help article here. If you wanted to look more into how to set up Google Search Console, how to integrate it properly, that article there that I just shared will help you do that. And here is just a quick screenshot that I wanted to share, just showing you how I would kind of go about looking at these queries, looking at the, impressions, clicks, position, click-through rate, all that information, and think to myself, what are some subtopics that maybe I'm not currently exploring that would be worth exploring? So for instance, here, we're seeing that the position for HubSpot dynamic content is position 80, and it's only getting 157 impressions. But that would be a really great subtopic, for instance, for the web design main pillar page that we have set up. So a really great in-depth subtopic blog on that might be really helpful and also help promote that web design pillar page that we have as well. So definitely also when you're looking at these queries, Consider search intent, so informational versus commercial or transactional. You can kind of tell by the context clues sometimes if someone's looking for um, if they have a question that would be better suited for something like a product page because they've got the interest of actually purchasing or finding a tool versus someone who's looking for more information on a particular topic and they haven't really quite settled on what their tools or what their solutions are going to look like um, for that particular challenge that they're having. All right, so now, last but not least is the recommendations tool under the SEO section in HubSpot. So recommendations will include both on-page and technical SEO suggestions that can help improve your website rankings. I like to start with on-page optimizations because these can be pretty easily tackled by a marketer. You don't necessarily need to have developer skills. These can be things like making sure that all of your images have alt text attributions, making sure that you only have one header H1 tag for each page, or that your header structure looks correct and that you've got the right H2, H3 tags. Another thing too is meta descriptions, making sure that the meta description is long enough, or maybe the meta description is too long. The recommendations tab will help you understand more where you can get started on just those really simple, pretty much just copy updates in terms of on-page SEO. And here you can see an example. So um, again, this will require you to connect your properties, make sure that you're filtering by the right subdomain that you want to get recommendations on. You can always scan it again if it's been a while since you've scanned it, and it'll give you more recommendations. There's also the option to make changes based on either the category or based on specific pages that you maybe want to prioritize in terms of your optimization efforts. All right, so any questions, comments, thoughts, anyone using these tools currently, and anything that maybe I didn't cover that you all would like to share? Feel free to add them into the chat, or you can unmute if you prefer. Either way works. All right, well, if there are no questions, I'll go ahead and I will give you 5 minutes back for your day. I hope you all enjoyed your time here. I hope this was helpful. And again, like I mentioned, I will be following up with an email with all of those slide presentation, the video, and some helpful articles that I shared here in the chat. So if you didn't grab those links right now, don't worry. I will send those out again. And I hope to see you all at the next Hug group. We don't have 2025 agenda laid out yet, but as we plan those events, we'll definitely be letting you all know. And so again, like I think I mentioned to Larry earlier on, if you're not currently a member of the Sarasota Hug chapter, be sure to join so that you get those email alerts. All right. Thanks, everyone. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.